All right, everybody. I wanted to show you a new app that I was able to find. As you see there, it's called App Snitch. I know, funny name. I know. Now, this thing basically analyzes and any type of functionality that's happening on your apps as far as in the background. This basically detects all these things that are going on, and not only does it just do that, it'll tell you exactly what connections were made, what specific apps, what specific regions. See, a lot of that's dealing with the United States. Now let's check the servers. There's one private server on there. Countries in the United States. Let's check the status. Now let's go back. Now we check the Google Play Store. Connections. It's private. Now, the thing about this is, and let's go here, countries. I'm seeing Ireland and Canada in the United States. Now, let's go here, and the servers that are coming up for my app lock is Facebook.com, but I have Facebook, disabled as well as its system apps. Yet here you can clearly see that it's a. Hang on, let me fix that. Here you can clearly see that it's obviously showing up. So they go to the app log in order to basically start screwing around with stuff. As you know what they do. It isn't just me that goes through this mess. There's other people. It isn't just there's that. There's also Google popping up too. But I actually have Google disabled as well. So it's kind of funny how that would also pop up. Connections. You see Facebook. You see Google popping up. The thing about this though is that like they utilize different structures to basically constantly read your location to pinpoint their weaponized systems. So, to make a long story short, one of my older devices that I had utilized an app that was on there, and it was basically detecting all the pings on my network that were basically tracking and tracing my every movement. It was just constantly telling me precisely like which app was doing it. I can't recall what the name of this application was that was telling me, that was actually alerting me about this. But you guys should be able to find it in one of my really older videos when this channel first started. But anyway, I just wanted to share this with y'all. I figured it should be able to help, so at least that way you know what precise apps are basically doing what. The problem with Facebook, though, is that when I go to try to uninstall it, it just doesn't allow it to happen. Like, it's just like it's set in stone. You can't even get rid of it at all. It isn't just that, it's also the system apps in there too. So clearly that's, the Facebook thing's supposed to be optional. It's not supposed to be locked in and integrated into your system. But it isn't just that, there are also other situations, let me fix that, that are concerning. Now, I'm basically gonna have those two things clipped onto this. But I wanted to show you guys, and this is why I don't trust the technology that's recently coming out. And that includes stuff such as like the Xbox, the PS5, and it's not even just that; it's other things. Now we know Windows is basically tied with pretty much Bill Gates, and they got pretty much he's supposed to be like the image, the very man of the image of that platform. So obviously Xbox is basically being constructed by the Windows industry. So, I don't know about the next person, but I wouldn't trust a platform agency that's behind a guy who's just obsessive with pushing for this stuff on people. Now, in other cases, the fact that, a lot of this stuff is going on, it isn't just that, it's also like either predictive programming or a way to where they try to get people used to a certain thing. They try to get people used to a certain thing by either cartoonalizing it or putting it in times like this, like a video game, such as one that recently came out that's known as Cyberpunk 2077, right? Well, what is this game is dealing with? Well, it's dealing with the later future to where, like, unfortunately, in order for you to really to get, be able to get stuff done in life, like they're saying, you always got to upgrade. You always got to upgrade. These upgrades involves this guy basically abandoning parts of what makes him human, either his spine, his arm, his leg, you name it. It's just stuff like that. Even his eyes. It's a lot of stuff that leads into that, and a lot of the fact that a lot of this stuff is being put into like a huge surveillance grid type of network that's just bent on monitoring your every move, your every action, monitoring your car's every move and every action, and monitoring every single product of movement and every action. It's just a systematical way of complete control. But it isn't just that that's concerning. Now, some of you may have heard, if some of you who are possibly gamers may have heard of this, and it is known as the Oculus Rift, which is basically a VR type headset. Now, there is two things I've noticed. There's another VR headset that's supposed to be the Oculus Rift 2 that's coming out, but it's at a cheaper, price. The thing about this device is that it's basically not only at a cheaper price, but like this, they're basically making Facebook a mandatory thing in order for you to basically be able to use it. And not only just that, it's also got to share problems. People have been, complaining about, banned accounts for no reason, stuff like that. I don't know too much about that. But what's odd about this is that this is tying into something else. Now, I don't know if I even mentioned this on one of my previous videos, but I'm going to mention it anyway. Now, it was either China or Japan, and they had these kids in these headbands, and these headbands were basically monitoring brain waves and brain behavior, as well as thoughts, moods, whether they were fatigued, whether they were unfocused. Like, it was monitoring everything, dude. But, I'm gonna see if I can find some vids for that so I can basically clip that on for you guys. But other than that, I just wanted to share this app with you all so at least you know exactly what's doing what on the background of your device and what they're utilizing. Now, when it comes to the, look, if you go out of your way to buy a phone that's integrated with Facebook and Google, they're gonna have factory-based implemented and structured backdoors for the government to ease on in, corrupt any of your updates, and corrupt any of your your system your system settings and all this stuff that allows them to do the things that they do to your device. In the end, they basically screw around with other things, but it's only to get to you. It's only to get a reaction out of you. It's only to basically cause all of these different structures in order to basically perpetuate the situation in order to mess with you. The thing about this is that these we can replace materialistic things. You can easily just earn money, but of course they're going to get in the way of that without a doubt. But something, you can't replace you. You can't. There is not no replacing another you. We gotta definitely start. We gotta definitely. These are gonna be tough times. They're gonna do whatever they can to try to make you, saddened, depressed, all of this stuff. But we got. You have true value within you. You have truly good value, and you are definitely a lot greater than you know. You truly are. All of us are. It's just a shame we got to be around individuals who take this stuff for granted, and they just are just inflict this stuff on the people. Um, I fear that we're probably, well, I don't really fear it, but I feel that we may be on the verge of a possible civil war. Considering what's going on, there's massive deception going on. There's massive communist situations happening just about all around the globe as far as things are concerned. And it's very difficult to basically make heads or tails on which direction this stuff is going to go. However, there is progress being made to basically wake people up, but at the same time, not only we're gonna wind up, the way I see this happening is that we're probably gonna end up, fighting people who are either aware of the system and are afraid, or people who are just so heavily blindsided by this and everything that they just believe what the system tells them. They just believe what the government and all this crap that's going on, and they don't. It's like I just can't make heads or tails as to why they don't even you know they don't just start questioning stuff, right? Like they have the capacity to do so. They clearly do, but they don't for some strange reason. But anyway, I don't want this video to go on any longer than it already has, so I guess that'll be a subject for another time. Anyway, I hope all is well as for what's going on for everybody out there. As always, minus the targeting. Stay safe, stay strong.